From Louisville, WDRB in the morning starts now.
Hey, good morning, everybody. 8 o'clock on the dot. Welcome back to WDRB in the morning. I'm Chris Sutter.
And I'm Kelly Davis out here at the start of the Anthem 5K. Unfortunately, we were hoping to get you guys started with your morning along with the race here right at 8 o'clock, but it looks like it is delayed a little bit because of some congestion and traffic in the area. We're hoping to start within the next 10 minutes, but I will keep you posted, Chris.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. I would imagine the traffic out on the Snyder is playing a role in all of that this morning. We will check in with you soon, though. Kelly, thank you very much. A lot of people wondering about that forecast, too, but it's already looking pretty fantastic outside, Rick.
It looks awesome outside, and today, the whole day is going to be awesome, as a matter of fact. So that traffic delay, not because of the weather, strictly because so many people heading in that direction. So we'll take a look outside this morning. Tower cam showing this. Plenty of sunshine. You will need those sunglasses out there today because we'll be seeing plenty of it. Temperatures this morning starting off around 38 degrees. It is a cold start out there, but we will be climbing each and every hour about 3 to 4 degrees. Southeast wind 3 miles an hour. Feels like temperature around 38. It's 33 in Bedford, 37 in Shelbyville. Temperatures in the mid-30s from E-Town through around Hardinsburg into Litchfield. Munfordville 37 and Campbellsville hanging on to 39 degrees. Storm View HD showing absolutely nothing. We are in the clear out there this morning. There will be some high and mid-level clouds streaming in very late in the day, but that's not going to stop those temperatures. Check out these numbers. 42 degrees at 9 o'clock, 53 by noon. Plenty of sunshine today, less wind than we had yesterday, mild temperatures. What more could you ask for to start out the weekend? A really nice start. And then you want to enjoy it, Chris, because tomorrow it's going to be totally different. A front comes through, which means colder temperatures, and we also have the opportunity for some light rain and snow in the area.
All right. Did you hear the people chanting your name out there? DeLuca.
I'll have to listen again.
They're loving the forecast. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah.
Digging will resume on a vacant property in Elizabethtown this morning as a police investigation continues. As WDRB's Danielle Lama explains, authorities believe a body could be buried there. Danielle?
Police have been on the site throughout this week after a call came in indicating a body could be there. 2 archaeologists are leading the effort, combing the yard inch by inch, but so far they've only pulled up a rug or blanket and part of a tree. Police say cadaver dogs and ground-penetrating radar have pointed to 2 areas on the lot which could be potential locations. They haven't released details about the information that led them here, but neighbors suspect a man who used to live in a house on the property, who died earlier this month, may have been involved.
He was just different. Like I say, again, when you're in a neighborhood where you knew everybody, and then there was the one person who was like the oddball.
The dig has halted some plans for the Hardin County Habitat for Humanity. The organization was planning to build a house on the lot. The family who was going to move into this house is now on standby. Police say they'll continue digging until the archaeologists on site give them the all clear. Danielle Lama, WDRB News.
Danielle, thank you. A man is dead after he falls down an elevator shaft at a local cement plant. It happened at around 9 Friday morning at CMEX. That's on Dixie Highway in southwestern Jefferson County. Police say the man was a temporary worker with a cleaning service and that he fell about 4 stories. His name has not been released. In December, a worker was killed outside the plant while stopping traffic for a backhoe on Dixie Highway. 4 people are found shot to death inside an Indianapolis home, and police say they're not sure what happened. 2 men and 2 women were found dead last night on the city's south side. Police do not believe it was a random act, but right now they don't have a motive or any suspects. Police say the victims are all from Indianapolis, but haven't said whether any of them lived at the house or whether they're related. The family members of 2 people who were found shot to death inside a southern Indiana home say they support a prosecutor's decision not to seek the death penalty in the case. 56-year-old Samuel Sally is accused of killing 4 people inside the Waynesville home last year. The prosecutor announced this week that he intends to seek a sentence of life in prison without parole for Sally. Sally's trial is scheduled to begin in June. He has denied killing the 4 victims and says that they were friends. A Sellersburg man accused of pocketing thousands of dollars meant for funerals faces charges on both sides of the river. Initially, we knew of 1 victim in Indiana, but WDRB News has learned Robert Kraft is also being investigated by the Kentucky Attorney General's office, and there are at least 8 alleged victims in the Louisville metro area. Prosecutors say Kraft was affiliated with a casket company that was located on Main Street in New Albany and later River Road in Louisville. But when the businesses closed, authorities say he went after their customers.
You can't pay people back if he's in prison, so let him pay everybody back, then go to prison.
Kraft is scheduled to go to trial in Kentucky in June, and there is now a warrant for his arrest in Indiana. The debate over the controversial Bluegrass Pipeline moved to the Kentucky General Assembly last week. Lawmakers are considering a bill that would stop the government from using eminent domain to acquire land for the pipeline, but some Kentucky business owners are opposed to the bill.
The debate seems to be centered around protecting property rights for landowners who may not want to sell easements for the pipeline versus the concerns by some business organizations that passing this bill might lead to unintended consequences down the road, essentially prohibiting companies from accessing natural gas liquids pipelines or building natural gas liquids pipelines.
WDRB web reporter Marcus Green has more on the debate in his Sunday edition story. You can find that tomorrow morning on WDRB.com. Well, as we've been telling you all morning, this morning marks the first leg of this year's Triple Crown of running, and WDRB's Kelly Davis is on the scene in the Anthem 5K, and she's not just telling us about the race. No, she is running it this morning as well. Kelly.
Chris, good morning. We're out here live at the finish line. I'm in the middle of all the runners getting ready, and everyone's anxious. You can see just how many people are here. It is packed. We're like rats, like shoved into these gates here, getting ready to start. Everyone's so anxious. The race has been delayed just a little bit because of traffic and congestion in the area, but they did just call wheelchairs to the start line, so hopefully we'll be running in the next 5 minutes or so. I want to introduce you to a couple of runners here who are getting ready for the race. This is Amanda, and Amanda, you have run this race before, so you're not feeling nervous at all, are you?
We're ready to go. It's cold. We're ready to get warm, definitely.
And you said this is not your first time, but the course is going to be different this year.
The course is completely different this year. We're really excited. Heard there's more hills, and we really enjoy hills. So,
how did training go for you in the cold weather?
good. Just got to stay warm.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Ready for the race to begin.
I know, I saw you guys taking pictures, trying to gear up.
Pre-race excitement.
Well, good luck to you guys. And Chris, hopefully we'll get started shortly. I've got my iPod ready to go. I've got my playlist all set. Hopefully the music will keep me company out here.
There was even a wardrobe change, Kelly Davis. That's impressive. Thanks a lot. We'll check in with you again here soon if we can, if you're not running. Two high school basketball teams showed true sportsmanship last night when they let one special young man score a basket. WDRB's Emily Muir tells us why one basket means so much to North Oldham's basketball manager.
He's used to standing on the sidelines, filling up water bottles, and running the scoreboard at practice. But Friday night was very different for T. Salinas. That's him running out alongside his teammates, suited up and ready to score the first basket.
He's just as much a part of the team as any of us.
Kind words from T's coach, Chris Stobaugh, who came up with the idea to put T in the game.
He lives and dives North basketball. When we win, he's the happiest kid in the locker room, and when we lose, he's the most upset kid in the locker room. So that shows you how much he cares about North.
Stobaugh said T earned the moment.
He's been a fantastic manager. In fact, I would say he's more than just the manager.
And don't be fooled, T's no stranger to the court.
I like to hit for free pointers.
He's on a Special Olympics basketball team and has been involved with athletics since age 3.
He started in all the Y sports with the bitty basketball. He also played T-ball.
Brenda Salinas' eyes light up when she talks about her son's accomplishments. It's no surprise Friday night's game was emotional for her.
He's grown up in this community. He has gone to school with these kids since kindergarten.
She says it's amazing the way others have embraced T.
The support that we've gotten always for T, from not only the players, the kids at school, and the parents, has been nothing but just love and respect.
Hundreds of people showed up to watch T score one basket, and those who couldn't come have showed their support online.
The response is just overwhelming. I mean, he's trending on Twitter, and I'm not a Twitter person, but supposedly that's pretty good.
T isn't used to being in the spotlight, but he says he doesn't mind it.
I am proud.
Sometimes the ones that finish last really finish first in life.
The moment the ball went in, the crowd erupted. Emily Muir, WDRB News.
Great story. IU leaders have scheduled a new time for the basketball game that was canceled earlier this week. The men's team was supposed to play Iowa Tuesday night, but just hours before tip-off, an 8-foot-long, 50-pound metal plate fell and damaged seats. An inspection of the roof and ceiling found more places where melting snow and ice had loosened steel plates. A makeup date for the IU-Iowa game is set for next Thursday night at 9 o'clock. A local man who lost his leg gets ready to run the Anthem 5K.
Just to prove myself I can still do it, that nothing's going to hold me back.
The difference he hopes to make when he crosses the finish line. Hey, Rick.
Hey, we're in good shape out there this morning. It is a cold start. Numbers are in the upper 30s to around 40. We will warm into the 60s later on this afternoon, and then a front comes through. That'll deliver some big-time changes. I'll let you know how much cooler it will be tomorrow. Also, who could see a little bit of rain and snow.
Be a good song for the iPod this morning. 8:13 as WDRB in the morning continues the Anthem 5K. The folks there are still waiting to get started. Of course, there was some traffic backups out on the Snyder, as you would expect. This is the first year for the new location out in the East End. So a lot of people are probably thinking to themselves, if they're not at the race already, oh my gosh, I got to get there. And really they do, because we think it is going to get started soon. Kelly can't talk to us anymore. She's getting ready to run.
Right. Everyone looks pretty anxious because it's probably cold out there, so they probably want to get going, get the blood flowing, and get that race started.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll get off in the next couple of minutes or so. And the weather looks great for the race. You're talking about sunshine today, eventually some milder temperatures, but for now, it is a bit of a chilly start. But we have this. We have the sunshine. This photo sent in on Facebook from Mark Maddox, and we're going to have tons of sunshine out there today, all thanks to high pressure. It's in control down to our south and to our east. On the back side of it, it does kick up that southerly flow, and that's going to take that warmth and bring it all the way up into the Ohio Valley today. Big changes here tomorrow as we flip those winds 180 degrees. Behind this cold front here, we get more of a north flow tomorrow. As the front sags across the area late tonight and early tomorrow, it will bring us the opportunity for some very light rain and snow showers across the area. Outside right now, there's nothing going on, just tons of sunshine, chilly temperatures. We're starting off around 38 degrees here in the city. Winds come in from the southeast at 3 miles an hour, and the rest of the area, it's mainly in the 30s. 38 degrees in Seymour, mid-30s in Bedford, Hardinsburg 36 degrees, Litchfield 36 as well, and Campbellsville, good morning to you as you're waking up to a temperature of 39 degrees. So for the weekend outlook, I mean, today is by far the better of the 2 weekend days. It's not like tomorrow's going to be a complete dud either. We will add some extra clouds, subtract about 15, 16 degrees, and then we're going to throw those rain and snow showers into the equation. It's not for everyone. Around a 30 to a 40% chance that you see some of those tomorrow, and then it's all about the winter chill. I hate to say it, but it is returning by the middle part of next week. Low temperatures into the teens. And one day in particular, high temperatures will barely make it out of the 20s. So get ready for it. It's coming. Here's a look at advanced track today. Notice this is the day you have to take advantage of. Temperatures all the way up into the upper 50s and lower 60s later on today. We'll see some of those mid and high level clouds streaming in late. Otherwise, quiet today. Looks pretty good tonight. Mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures back down through the 30s and 40s. We start off tomorrow morning with the chance for a couple of snow showers further off to our north. Really, I think as we go throughout the day, late around to the south and to the east, there could be a couple of rain showers as well. Not enough to ruin the second half of the weekend, but compared to today, it's not even close to as nice. So I would say get out and enjoy it. 61 degrees, plenty of sunshine. Compared to yesterday, less wind, milder temperatures. It looks pretty good. Tonight, we do cool back down into the 30s. Most spots going to be a cold morning for Sunday, mainly dry though, and then eventually from those clouds, we do have the chance for some light rain, some light snow here. Monday, partly sunny, 40. Tuesday, just a 20% chance for some light snow late in the day. This front comes through Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, and that's the one that delivers another blast of this Arctic air. 26 degrees on Wednesday. The good news is it's not going to hang around for long. Back into the low 30s Thursday, upper 30s Friday, and we do recover finally into the 40s as we head into next weekend. Chris?
Nice in time just for next week, and that's great. Thank you, Rick. Last fall, we introduced you to a man who lost his leg in a hunting accident. He was fitted for a new prosthetic made specifically for running. But as Kelly Davis shows us at the Anthem 5K this morning, he's proving that nothing will slow him down.
We all get knocked down in life, but the people who get ahead are those who never look back. Robbie Isabel is one man who continues to look forward.
Just to prove myself I can still do it, that nothing's going to hold me back.
WDRB was there when Robbie tested out his new prosthetic for the first time. Runners came together to raise money and support Robbie's goal of getting back on the road.
This community's been awesome for me. There's everywhere you go, somebody's there to support you, somebody's there to run with you, somebody's there to help you out, give you pointers. It's great.
6 months later, he's running better than ever.
It took a while to get used to, but then once I figured it out, it was a lot smoother, a lot easier on my body. It's made a big difference.
A difference he hopes to see at the finish line. Robbie is running the Triple Crown Series this year, starting with a 5K this morning.
I expect, as long as injury-free, I expect a lot better times, a lot less energy use, and feel better at the end.
This will be Robbie's second Triple Crown of running since the accident.
Last year, I did set personal records in all 3 races. They got easier as they went along. But like I said, I've had a few setbacks with injuries and stuff, but I'm getting better, and I think I'm going to be ready this year.
Robbie is ready to hit the road running and continue racking up miles leading up to each race.
Kelly Davis reporting. Robbie is also hoping to run the mini marathon this year, but he wants to see how he's feeling after this series before taking on the 13.1 miles. Good luck to him. The site of a sinkhole at the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green has become a tourist attraction itself, the way authorities plan to remove the cars that have been trapped underground for more than a week now.
Good morning, time now 8:22. We are in really good shape out there this morning. Mainly clear skies, a couple of high clouds streaming across the area. But that's not going to stop those temperatures from climbing. All that sunshine will send numbers which are in the 30s and 40s out there this morning, all the way into the 50s and eventually 60s as we get deeper through the afternoon. For now, you want to dress for a cold morning. Temperatures around 38 degrees, southeast wind 3 miles an hour. We'll take a little tour across Jefferson County, 35 St. Matthews, 34 PRP, West End 37. We jump out, LaGrange starting at 40, spots in southern Indiana, including Austin is at 41, Bedford 33, a bit colder in Paoli, where you're checking in at 29 degrees. And then we head toward Kentucky, E-Town 35, Munfordville 39 degrees, and Litchfield, good morning to you, as you're waking up to a temperature of 36. There's nothing going on across the Ohio Valley. We are in really good shape out here today. I think we're going to see more of these high clouds beginning to build in very late in the afternoon hours. Clouds increase tonight. And then for the second half of the weekend, we do have some rain and snow chances to talk about. Not enough to spoil any plans, however, just some really light scattered rain or snow showers by tomorrow. Today, no rain, no snow, 40 degrees at 8 o'clock, 43 by 9:30. So a dry and a chilly day for the Anthem 5K. Looking pretty good. The end of the race, temperature should be around 47.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. We're getting our closest look yet at the sinkhole that swallowed 8 cars at the National Corvette Museum. WDRB's Valerie Chen inches closer to the massive hole and reveals what authorities are doing to get the cars out.
We are less than 10 feet away from the sinkhole. You can see the Corvettes right on top. Crews are working 6 days a week to get these cars out.
This is so unique. No contractors wanting to take it on a per job basis. They realize there's going to be some additional challenges.
Corvettes covered in dirt and rocks. It's become a tourist attraction with so many people wanting to see the sinkhole that swallowed 8 Corvettes at the National Corvette Museum on February 12th.
I'm a Corvette enthusiast. I own a 1971 that I bought brand new as my first car. And so my first reaction to it was, oh my gosh, you know, here are all these cars that are irreplaceable that have been swallowed up by this sinkhole.
The museum put up this large window for people to see the work being done. You could see the sinkhole area.
I would say people are curious to see what happens, so it's a good move.
For the public, a webcam shows the inside of the hole, which the museum now believes is 60 feet deep. But we are allowed much closer, just a couple of feet from these large cracks around the perimeter of this natural disaster.
Our structural engineering firm that's been here several times, several days, still involved. They have assured us that the perimeter of the Sky Dome is secure.
An opening in the room just cut out will allow a crane to come in possibly late next week to pull out the first 3 Corvettes on top.
Everything that's down in the sinkhole will come out And of course, that will uncover the remaining 5 cars, and then they'll be recovered.
And this won't be the last you'll see of the cars.
We plan to have them on display inside the museum for 3 or 4 months.
The museum is hoping to have this room open to the public in 4 months. Some of the ideas include putting a glass top over the sinkhole so people can see it. In Bowling Green, Valerie Chin, WDRB News.
A 360-degree camera, heavy-duty covering, and a hands-free tailgate. Those are just a few of the features Ford included in its new F-150. It's on display at the Louisville New Car Show that's going on at the Kentucky Expo Center this weekend. High-strength aluminum, the same used in military Humvees, covers the body. The new change cuts 700 pounds off the weight, helping the truck tow more, haul more, accelerate quicker, and stop shorter. It's all more dent resistant as well. Plus, the truck has a 360-degree camera system to see around the whole truck. There's also the hands-free tailgate release and an integrated step built in.
Louisville is an important market for us. This area, we sell a lot of trucks, and we wanted to make sure we had a truck here at the auto show.
There are 9 prototypes traveling across the country, and the real thing will be available later this year. Well, it seemed like an impossible task at the time, but the Southern Indiana Tornado Relief Project is officially finished. The progress made by March 2 recovery and why they say they were able to rebuild in less than 2 years. Plus, let's take a live look right now out at the Anthem 5K. Kelly Davis and a lot of other people getting ready to start that race. They're still waiting, though, because of traffic delays. We'll have much more as WDRB in the Morning continues.
Want more news? Anytime, anywhere, any device. WDRB News.
It's race day, and WDRB in the Morning continues right now on your Saturday. But Kelly Davis, you're still standing here.
Played in the background, lots of energy here at the starting line. They just called wheelchairs to start in just a minute or two. Runners are supposed to start 30 seconds after that. You just said 30 seconds away from wheelchairs, so we're about a minute away from the start of the race. Chris and Rick, it's a beautiful day. Thanks for delivering on that forecast.
Yeah, Rick's the man for that. That is for sure. Kelly, good luck to you with the running that's going on here in just a matter of seconds. Of course, this has gotten delayed in case you're just tuning in because of some traffic issues. You know, it's in a new location this year, Rick, so I'm sure everybody had to get through those growing pains, you know?
That's right. Everyone flooding to the road at once here. At least the weather's not causing any problems. Yes, it's a little cold out there this morning, but I'm sure once they get going, once they start running, they'll like the fact that it's a little bit cooler out there. Numbers around 38 degrees at the airport. Southeast wind 3 miles an hour. We get that southerly flow today, and that's really going to help warm these temperatures up. You add on about 20, 22 degrees, and that puts temperatures all the way into the lower 60s later on this afternoon. How about that, right? High pressure in control, keeping things rain-free, snow-free today. We have that southerly flow for the next 24 hours eventually here. Big-time changes come in as this front sags across the Ohio Valley late tonight and early tomorrow. And what that will do, A, it's going to trigger off a couple rain and snow showers, but B, it's going to give us that northerly wind, and that's really going to cool temperatures down. 60s today, only into the 40s here tomorrow. So this is the weekend day that you really want to take advantage of. Get outside and do something. 42 degrees at 9 o'clock, 53 by noon. Compared to yesterday, it will not be as windy, and it's also going to be a little bit milder here. So all in all, we couldn't ask for a better weekend day. Temperatures around 53 at noon, and we end the day with numbers at 60 degrees.
Loving it, Rick. Thank you so much. A police investigation halts plans to build a home on a vacant property in Elizabethtown. WDRB's Danielle Lama shows us how the yard is being searched because police think a body could be buried there. Danielle?
And we're told those efforts will resume this morning at 9:30. After being on site throughout the week, authorities still haven't found what they're looking for. 2 archaeologists are leading the dig, searching the yard inch by inch. The work has changed plans for Hardin County Habitat for Humanity Director Scott Turner. He says the organization was ready to build a house on the lot for a family in need.
This property, we were actually getting surveyed this week and going to start footers in about 2 weeks.
Police say they received a call indicating a body may be buried there. They haven't said the name of the person who could be buried or how long ago it happened. Neighbors suspect a man who used to live in a house on the property who died earlier this month may have been involved. Police say they'll keep digging until archaeologists give them the all clear. The family who's supposed to move into that new home is on standby. Danielle Lama, WDRB News.
Thanks, Danielle. A man is dead after he falls down an elevator shaft at a local cement plant. It happened around 9 o'clock o'clock Friday morning at CMEX, that's on Dixie Highway in southwestern Jefferson County. Police say the man was a temporary worker with a cleaning service and that he fell about 4 stories. His name has not been released. In December, a worker was also killed outside the plant while stopping traffic for a backhoe on Dixie Highway. A fight at a school bus stop lands a JCPS parent behind bars. Court records show Felicia Yancey hit JCPS bus driver Wesley Lasu when the bus monitor Valerie Coleman tried to intervene. The 26-year-old mother is accused of pulling Coleman off the bus by her shirt, punching her in the head, kicking her in the stomach, and spitting on her. This happened with 10 children on the bus Wednesday afternoon near the corner of Jackson and St. Catherine. Court records show Yancey's 9, 7, and 6-year-old children also attacked the bus monitor. Yancey told the judge in court that there's more to this story.
Can I say something? That bus has cameras on it. I did not.
They said there's video surveillance. I read the citation. Ma'am, this is not your trial.
JCPS has not released the surveillance footage. Leaders say they can't comment on a criminal case. March 2 recovery, the effort to rebuild southern Indiana after the devastating March 2nd tornado, has disbanded. WDRB's Lawrence Smith explains why that's a good thing for a group tasked with what seemed like an impossible project.
The house behind me is one of the last to be rebuilt by March 2 Recovery. But in less than 2 years, the organization has rebuilt not just homes, but also lives.
I love it. I love it. It's already feeling like home.
Sandy Eisler is getting settled into her new home. The house she had lived in for nearly 30 years was literally ripped from its foundations on March 2nd, 2012.
It was a mess. It was a total mess. It looked like a war zone.
Sandy lives alone and had no insurance to cover repairs. But March 2 Recovery stepped in, and in December, she moved in to her rebuilt home.
Said, you can't believe how many kind people there are in this world, and you don't know it until you're in need.
I think we've been able to see healing come as well as the rebuilding.
And now, after nearly 2 years, March 2 Recovery Director Graylyn King says the organization officially dissolved this week. Its work complete.
And looking back, I guess I've just only recently realized how much we really did accomplish.
The numbers tell the story. March 2 Recovery totally rebuilt 10 homes, repaired 76 others, replaced 14 mobile homes, and provided assistance for 53 others, raising and spending $3 million. But King says it could not have been done without another number, 13,000 volunteers from around the country.
Some of them came for just a day or two, others stayed 3 weeks, one man stayed 3 months. They came with skills and willing to help.
But Sandy says March 2 Recovery gave her more than a place to live. It gave her hope.
They gave me back my life. They did. There's some good people.
And I think the community is thriving in a way that it wasn't before.
March 2 Recovery may now officially be gone, but its work here in the storm zone will never be forgotten. In Henryville, Lawrence Smith, WDRB News.
Old houses and apartments near U of L are set to be torn down. The buildings are located near the school's Belknap campus and I-65. Private companies will demolish the buildings and put up a new 271-unit apartment complex that will be available to university students. University housing being provided by private companies is a growing trend as budgets get smaller. University officials say there is a growing need for more student housing.
What we have on campus right now is plenty to handle the students that we have right now, but as more and more students want to live on campus, we're going to need more student housing.
Some of U of L's older dorms have experienced problems with mold and may have to be replaced. There are already other student housing options that have been built on the edge of U of L's campus that are already owned by private companies. There's something unique about this year's Kentucky Derby Festival poster. The 2014 version was created by Louisville's Barnhart sisters. The two are the first artists in the history of the festival's poster series to have their work chosen 4 different times. Their artwork features a racehorse in stride and a Pegasus taking flight. The 2 images are intertwined, representing the spirit of the Kentucky Derby Festival and the community in the spring. Well, it is Anthem 5K day around here. A lot of excited runners made their way out to the east end, and you can see the race is officially underway, about 35 minutes late to get it started. So if you've got somebody out there, you should expect for it to be that long until they get finished. We'll have much more from the Anthem 5K coming up. Rick?
Good running weather, too. Talk about that. Some cool temperatures out there this morning. Eventually, we'll warm into the 60s by the afternoon, but it's not going to last forever. A cold front will deliver some cooler temperatures along with a chance for some rain and even some snow Stick around, I'll have the details coming up.
The Mega Millions jackpot for Tuesday is at $195 million, and Saturday's Powerball is $40 million. Janelle, here's some U2 for you. Thank you so much for watching us this morning on WDRB in the Morning. Everybody still making their way past that starting line for the Anthem 5K. Of course, it is the first of many races in the Triple Crown and such a fun time of the year for so many people. Rick, you know, my wife has done it for years now, a couple of years actually, before she ran the Chicago Marathon. She said it was the perfect way to kind of warm her up for that.
Right, and the weather's good for all the runners. I mean, that video, it seems like it's been looping and looping. There's people just pouring.
Thousands.
Pouring through that start line here. So the weather looks really nice. It's kind of cool out there, but you know what? By the time they get running, Chris, it's probably going to feel nice that these temperatures aren't too warm just yet. And they're going to be nice and mild later on this afternoon. Our average high temperature, just so you know, this time of year is around 50. We're going to be about 10, maybe 12 degrees above that today as we send numbers into the lower 60s. Your sunrise was at 7:24. And your sunset today at 6:29. This photo sent in on Facebook by Brianna Hamilton. Thanks for sending this one in, Brianna, because it is a beauty. Check out that sunrise from earlier on today, and that sunshine's not going anywhere. We're going to enjoy plenty of it, and that's going to help warm things up around here because it is a bit chilly out there. Temperatures around 36 degrees. Winds in from the southeast, 3 miles an hour. Your dew point, it's low. There's not much moisture in the atmosphere, and by the time this next front comes through, there's still not going to be a lot of moisture, and that's why we're only going to be talking about light rain or snow showers here by tomorrow. In the meantime, today, it's all about the good stuff. The sunshine, mild flow, temperatures, if you add on about 20 to 12 degrees to this, or 22 degrees rather, that should put us into the lower 60s later on today. And then some of this starts to ooze into the Ohio Valley. These much colder temperatures, we're talking about highs one day in particular, only making it into the 20s next week. So if you thought winter was over, well, I hate to say it, but you thought wrong because another blast of cold air is on the way, which means you have to take advantage of a day like this. High pressure in control, keeping things rain-free and snow-free. We get that southerly wind, temperatures warm into the 60s, and then changes start to arrive. These winds do a 180 coming in from the north tomorrow behind this front, and this front will slide across the area here early tomorrow and throughout the day, sparking off a couple light rain or snow showers, not enough to mount to anything, but just some more nuisance-type showers as we head throughout the day. By tomorrow, it looks like mostly cloudy skies will dominate with temperatures which will be much cooler, only into the 40s here for the second half of the weekend, and then we continue to decline by the middle part of next week. So here's Advantage Track. Notice the sunshine all day long, some high clouds and some mid-level clouds coming in late in the day. Temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60. Those clouds continue to roll in tonight, but from those clouds, there's not much going on. There could be a couple light flurries or snow showers, especially across our northern counties by early tomorrow morning. As that front slides through, it could ignite with a couple rain showers by the afternoon. It's not going to be a washout. It won't be raining all day. Just something you want to keep in mind here as temperatures get stuck into the 40s for the second half of the weekend. In the meantime, today, it's going to be 61 degrees. How about that? Compared to yesterday, less wind and milder temperatures, really a nice way to start off the weekend with plenty of sunshine. Tonight, we cool back down through the 30s. Those clouds increase, mainly dry overnight. Tomorrow, there could be a couple light rain or snow showers here. I think the best opportunity for some of those would be south and east by the afternoon. Monday, 40 degrees, partly sunny skies. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, 43. Another front comes through Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, and that is the one that's going to be the real deal. Check out highs behind that front Wednesday. Only 26. Thursday, a quick recovery back into the lower 30s, and by Friday, we finally keep that sunshine around, but temperatures do warm back up to around 40.
Rick, thank you very much. The race is well underway, and if you haven't heard, this year's Anthem 5K is going to be much different than in years past for everybody running. The setting, the course, the challenge will all be different no matter how many times you've participated in the race. When Michael Gray performs her pre-race rituals this morning, she'll be kicking off an annual tradition, running the Triple Crown.
I do it because I have 3 kids, and this is a way for me to remain sane.
Gray jokes as much as she runs, which has been a lot over the years. The Anthem 5K and the races that follow have become a real hobby.
Not only are you in a crowd, so you're feeling, you know, what they're feeling, and it's camaraderie, but it's something you do for yourself.
What she's become used to course-wise in the first leg of the Triple Crown in years past.
We start right downtown, we finish right downtown.
Is about to officially change.
So due to the bridge construction and some of the road closures and the fact that we can't shut down some roads, we had to look for an alternative course.
Organizers came up with this spot in the East End, not far from the Snyder, and in a place that can accommodate the huge crowd the 5K brings in. Here's a sped-up view of the course. You'll start right in front of the Anthem building, run down East Point, take a left on Nelson Miller, then a right on Magisterial, over to Stanley Galt, out to LaGrange Road, back to Nelson Miller, and finally to the finish line, close to where the race got started. If you're used to running on the flat roads in the city, this new route shouldn't trip you up.
The elevation is not very much different than what we have downtown. So for our beginners or our walkers, they shouldn't have much issue with it.
Neither should pros like Gray, who are set to get their run on, and who knows, maybe even set a new personal best on a new course.
Sometimes as a runner, you get used to a course. It's nice to mix it up every now and then.
The race won't be able to move back to its old starting place at Slugger Field till 2017. Organizers say there shouldn't be many changes to the other legs of the Triple Crown this year. Let's get a check of today's top stories from WDRB News. Crews will continue digging at a site in Elizabethtown where police say a body may be buried. 2 archaeologists are leading the dig, but so far they haven't found anything. Neighbors suspect a man who used to live on the property may have been involved. Police are not saying who may be buried there or how long that person may have died. A man is dead after he fell down an elevator shaft at a cement plant on Dixie Highway. Police say the man was a temporary worker with a cleaning service when he fell 4 stories. It happened around 9 o'clock Friday morning at CMEX. In December, a worker was killed outside the same plant while he was directing traffic. 2 high school basketball teams came together last night to make sure one man had a special night on the court. T. Salinas is the manager for the North Oldham High School basketball team, and he has Down syndrome. Last night, he got the chance to run the court and with his team and to score the first basket. Friday night was senior night at North Oldham. At 8:47, that's a look at your top stories from WDRB in the morning. Well, the protesters in Ukraine say they're now in full control of the capital city after a peace deal was signed yesterday. Opposition leaders reached a deal with Ukraine's president. The president surrendered many of his powers and has agreed to early elections this fall. The peace deal was intended to the end of the nation's 3-month political crisis and put an end to the violence as well. Hundreds of people have been injured and killed since the conflict began.
We welcome the cessation of violence, and we welcome the agreements that have been reached, and the measures that have been passed through the Parliament. We're still at an implementation stage, and we monitor this very closely.
The White House has publicly praised the peace deal in the Ukraine. Protesters in Venezuela are planning large opposition rallies today. There's been a growing resistance movement in the country to President Nicolas Maduro. The government says several people have been killed in the protest. Secretary of State John Kerry has issued a statement that criticizes the use of force and the limits on free speech in the country. Demonstrators are gathering in Arizona, where the state legislature has passed a controversial bill about gay rights. The bill would allow business owners who have strongly held religious beliefs to refuse service to gays and lesbians. Critics say the measure allows discrimination, but supporters say it protects people against activist federal courts. Opponents are predicting business boycotts against the state if the bill passes. Republican Governor Jan Brewer is expected to decide whether she'll sign the bill sometime next week. A U.S. district judge has ruled the same-sex couples in Chicago won't have to wait to get married. Illinois' law that will allow same-sex marriages doesn't technically go into effect until June. The judge says there's no reason to further delay the law, but for now it only applies to Cook County. Within an hour of the decision, people started lining up for marriage licenses. The Cook County clerk even married one of the couples. Starting next month, you may have to hand over a little more cash when you buy a gallon of milk. The price of milk may go up because of the drought in California, where farmers are struggling. The lack of water makes it very difficult to grow necessary food like alfalfa to feed their livestock, and the trickle-down effect will most likely be felt by consumers.
It's just like supply and demand. If the feed price goes up, people can't afford to pay the feed, so they go out of business, so then there's less milk in the market. So that's how it would work, where milk would increase in price.
Analysts predict milk prices could jump up 50 to 60 cents a gallon starting in March. Well, after all this talk of running this morning, you might need a drink, right? How about a brew? A preview of this afternoon's Tailspin Ale Fest is coming up next. Welcome back to WDRB in the morning. What makes Saturday better than a nice cold craft beer, right? Well, we're talking about the Tailspin Ale Fest going on today out at Bowman Field. Starts at 3 o'clock today. I'm here right now with Joel, and he's talking a little bit about some of the process, what it takes to make craft beer, right?
Absolutely. I'll be speaking about malt. One of the primary ingredients, you have malt, water, and hops. We've got some malted barley here. We've got Pilsner and chocolate malt. I've got some hop pellets here. The malt provides the fermentables and some of the sugars, and the hops provide the citrusness and bitterness and floral flavors that come out in some of the craft beers that are made today.
You really don't think about all of the things that go into making the beer, right? When you're sitting there at the bar and just having a drink, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Absolutely. It takes us 2 weeks to make it and seconds or minutes to drink it.
Seconds for a lot of people, that's for sure. Joel, thank you very much. Let's bring Trevor in here from Draft Magazine. This is a guy who knows his beer. He travels the country, knows all about it, and Louisville is becoming a big craft beer city, right?
It is. And we're really lucky to be part of the burgeoning craft beer scene that's coming into Louisville. There's a new brewery coming on board in about a week, Great Flood, and part of having Tailspin Ale Fest here was to really feature all the breweries that are available.
Yeah, and you were saying, too, that craft beer like this is very popular in the Northwest generally. So it's a pretty cool thing that Louisville has put on this stage to kind of show everybody what they're all about as far as craft beer goes.
Well, craft beer is becoming popular all over the country, and Louisville's a great example of that. There's a lot of new breweries coming into Louisville. Deschutes and Sweetwater, two of the breweries that are featured at our event, are newer to Louisville. Victory is a new brewery that's coming. Lazy Magnolia is another new brewery. So we've got a lot going on. It's definitely spreading.
Yeah, very exciting. Louisville's known for a lot of things. Craft beer, add it to the list, right? Thank you very much, Trevor. I appreciate it. And if you're hoping to go to the Tailspin Ale Fest today, well, there is some bad news. There's no tickets still available. There are no tickets still available. But I can tell you that you can still go to the after party. And so if you want details on that, go to our website, WDRB.com. And speaking of beer, a London company is working to get happy hour started a little bit earlier. Steve Marshall is the founder of Desk Beers. He and a colleague make the rounds dropping off orders of beer to offices in London on Fridays. That way everyone can enjoy a craft brew before they head home for the weekend.
It gives the team something to look forward to every Friday. It brings them together, gives us a chance to unwind and socialize.
Desk Beers charges about $5 a bottle for the service, delivery included. Ever feel like your dog can understand what you're saying? I'm one of those people who thinks, yes, he can. You're probably right, and there's research to back it up. Scientists in Hungary say canine brains react to voices the same way human brains do. They trained 11 dogs to lay in an MRI brain scanner, making it possible to run the same neuroimagining experiment on both dogs and humans for the first time. Results showed brain activity while the subjects listened to sounds, and they had the same response to emotionally charged sounds like crying or laughter. The findings appear in the Journal of Current Biology. WDRB's Apple a Day giveaway is back, and we want to congratulate Angie Owens of Valley Station. She won an iPod Nano, and we're giving away one Apple product 7 days a week on WDRB in the morning. Make sure you're listening for the code word tomorrow, and you could win an iPad Mini. Also coming up tomorrow on WDRB in the morning, I take you on three stops of the Bourbon Trail for this winter's last one-tank trip, and the distilleries have added some new features, too, if you're someone who's been there before. WDRB's Gilbert Corsi sits down with the new principal of Shawnee High School, the way Houston Barber says he plans to turn one of JCPS's lowest performing schools around, and why he's the man for the job. Plus, there's still time to buy tickets for this year's 502 Restaurant Week. We'll talk to some of the chefs to see what they have planned for the menu this year. Let's get a final check of the forecast from meteorologist Rick DeLuca.
Today looks gorgeous. There's really no way around it. Plenty of sunshine, mild temperatures, not as much wind as yesterday. All in all, this is exactly how you want to start off the weekend with highs in the 60s. Changes do come in for the second half of the weekend. This front tomorrow could deliver some light rain or snow showers, so a little mix possible in a few locations. Not enough to ruin your day. Only a 30 to a 40% chance that you actually see them. Next week, it's all about the cold air. Winter's making a comeback here. 40 Monday with temperatures in the 20s by Wednesday.
We leave you today with a live look at the Anthem 5K. Congratulations to everybody who finished the race today, and good luck with the rest of the Triple Crown. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great day.